So we have so many new gadgets online.
Yes.
It's interesting to see how the competition scene is evolving. And I thought of it on my way here, like it's all about checking boxes. Like when it comes to the score sheet or your knowledge, or you want to be in total control of everything. So with all of these kind of gadgets from the new APAX drops, or in this case the Paragon, it's about controlling everything in your presentation or in your home brew, right?
Right. I mean, there's a direct correlation between what they are trying to achieve on the competition scene, but also what people are aspiring to experience in their homes as a home barista. So while we chat, I'm going to brew some coffee.
Yes, that's good. So something that we see many baristas use now are the rapid chilling extractions helped out by Paragon. And I don't know if you can talk and brew at the same time.
I will try.
But what's the... First of all, we're gonna keep on using our double bloom recipe. I can just talk everyone through it while you're starting. So we're starting off with a 50-gram pour, and we're gonna let that rest for around 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, we're gonna continue with a second 50-gram pour. That's what give the recipe its name, the double bloom recipe. And then we're gonna do a continuous 150-gram pour for a total amount of 250 grams of water, and the extraction should end up around 2.5 minutes ish.
And the coffee that we're using is the Washed Geisha by Finca Elisa. It's one of the new Ecuadorian coffees that we just released, and it's been so incredibly floral and beautiful acidity. Really a fantastic coffee.
Yeah. And so fun to finally get some Ecuadorian coffees back in stock, and they have really been flying out all across the globe. So what is actually happening here, Alex? We are brewing coffee over an chilled metallic sphere, right?
Yes. So now the water is running through, hitting the frozen metallic sphere, and releasing, enabling the release of amazing volatile compounds, increasing the sort of aromatic experience mostly. And then, I mean, there's so many experiments and variations you can do. You can remove this from the stream of coffee flowing after a certain amount of time, depending on what you're trying to achieve. But as we're not so experienced with this, we're just sort of like letting it flow through the whole time to experience. And this is a coffee that we've been cupping and drinking for now 10 days or something, so we know it quite well. So we're going to try it.
Cool.
Paragon style.
And talking about the actual equipment, straight out of the box, it really feels like pure quality. It has a super solid, like, metallic finish and touch to it, and like, to get like a V60 in our case stand like this is also something that's very, very nice. So here we now have the... Oh my god.
Yeah, you have to sort of lift that thing out. Yeah.
Cool. So it's nice. So this goes into the freezer for like an hour or two, I think.
Yep.
Maybe more.
Yeah, or even less.
So it goes fast. In the box you get two of these, so you can always have one on chilling mode. And to explain the fancy word you used, volatile compounds.
Yes.
I'm not even sure what that means.
Yeah, I mean it's all the compound, all the
What's a compound?
So it's in essence what we are smelling and tasting. Yes. So it's releasing not only more but different stuff as it's brewing, and just making it more of a aromatic experience. Yeah. So that's what it is, and the reason why people are using this in competition, it because it not only alters slightly, but it intensifies really. And according to the score sheet, as you know better than most people, it's about intensity and clarity, and to be able to say what it's going to taste, and that's how it tastes.
And it's super cool. That's the main thing. It makes you a cooler barista doing this.
Yes. I don't know if you caught James Hoffman's April 1st joke where he was talking about like how I brew my daily coffee, and he was making a joke about being, incredibly geeky, and this you could do on a daily basis. It's
Did you
not
see
crazy.
Fried Hat's April Fool's joke?
Was it a Kopi Luwak something?
So they said they had one cat that ate super fancy geisha cherries in Indonesia, and they released one jar of 250 grams, but it was all an April Fool's joke. And to make sure no one bought it, they put it at 14,000 USD, and it sold immediately. So what I saw on Instagram, Lex is now like heading back to Indonesia to find a cat.
Yeah.
I don't know what will happen, but
very funny.
It's what they say. I think it's the most expensive coffee kind of ever sold now.
Yeah.
So
now he just has to find a cat to produce that coffee.
Yeah. But it's like an art installation almost,
it's
like a Banksy art thing. Like
yes.
I bought it.
Yeah.
It was like the banana they sold for $68 million. It's like 250 grams for 14,000 USD, and I hope it's gonna taste good.
So what I wanted to do now, Oscar, is actually I wanted you to drink that.
Yeah.
But we're gonna take it one more step. So I spoke previously about the Finca Lisa. We're gonna do the jam. 3 drops of jam.
So this is from APAX Labs. It's something that we also have online now. You get this super sweet little box. We have the nano set online, and you get 3 different mineral concentrates that you can play around with, and really, as we said, like if you want to be in total control of everything, water is one main ingredient in coffee. And
so I'm just going to talk about why I chose jam. So I previously mentioned that the Finca Elisa washed geisha from Ecuador is beautiful acidity, incredible floral notes. So what we want to add is some body and sweetness. So we're going with this, the jam. And so, I'm sorry, where you have to, we have to finish the cups. So,
is it in?
So this is, I poured it in, I swirled, and here.
Thanks.
I'm gonna do
and
this.
And we were in Dubai a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And APAX were everywhere. Like seriously everywhere. And we see baristas now, home users. We start selling them online. They get picked up by clients globally. I'm so impressed by what the team at APAX have done. We spoke to them in Dubai, and they are super nice people, and we're super glad to have the
and again, so whether we're talking about the Paragon or we're talking about the APAX Labs and curating your own water depending on what coffee you're using, it's super interesting, and it is interesting both in the competition format to control all your parameters, to intensify the parameters you want to intensify, but that you can do it in your own home now is really fantastic.
So one of these bottles, even though this is like the nano set, this will last for ages, I think. It's nice. It's cool.
Super interesting. And I've tried everything on the market, and this is very user-friendly and a really, really sympathetic sort of user experience, I have to say.
We work with company Blue Water as well, where we kind of upscale kind of the same philosophy into something that you can have in all of your cups every day in your cafe. So that's also something is really happening on the coffee scene. But on the other hand, like having all of these gadgets,
Yes.
sometimes you mention like, oh my God, are we making coffee too difficult? And I think that's also something to think of. You listen to a podcast and they said like, yeah, but normal water, if it's okay, it's also amazing.
Yeah.
Like this is just an alternative route to take, to play around, to find your favorites. But it's important here, like putting like hundreds of euros into all of these super cool equipment that every barista dreams of. And we have it here. It's super nice, but it's also like, are we taking it too far?
It is very next level. But the thing is, so when it comes to the Finca Elisa washed geisha that we've been brewing and drinking, this is also an exceptional coffee.
Yeah.
And I'd be very happy to drink it every morning, as my daily driver. But I think that it's super important to say that, like we live in Stockholm, we have really, really solid tap water. We can brew coffee using tap water. It's really good. But a lot of our customers and our community, they live in places where there is not good enough tap water. So they need to sort of somehow manage it. Doing it, whether it is, Blue Water, APAX Labs, something else, is super relevant. This is also next level stuff. But I mean, whether you have a super fancy grinder or not, for both you and I, our main focus is the super good coffee.
Yeah.
That's what we focus on mostly. And that's where we keep coming back to, that's what we really do.
Yeah. I also quickly want to mention, because I'm an espresso geek. The Paragon espresso version. I think you can see it here quite well. So this is a small cool gadget that if you have an espresso machine at home or at work, you should really pick these up, because I think the main thing why this works so well on espresso is that a chilled or temperatured espresso is so much better tasting than a too hot espresso.
Right.
And many espressos are simply too hot, and if you can rapidly chill them, it's just mind-blowingly better. I think with this, for a V60, it's way more hot water. Of course, the sphere is bigger, but you don't get it down that much in temperature, but you get it into like drinking temperature. But for espresso, everyone is so used to drink too hot or very hot espressos, and to really bring the temperature down with these ones, it's super nice.
No, and I want to say, I mean, this is really, you've been using this for months now at home and sometimes here. We did a showcase for another company, and to sort of show them the best espresso in the world, this is what we used every time.
And also like, it looks super cool.
Yeah.
And for an untrained eye, it's like, oh my God, what is happening? Something is shiny and golden, and then you drink the espresso, and it's a super quality coffee from the beginning, but now it's drinkable straight up. So combined with a room or chilled espresso cup as well, you can really take it to a next level.
I was going to mention, you and I have been around so long that, like, more than 10 years ago, we were at a World Barista Championship competition, and the barista competitor, I don't remember who it was, had their espresso cups in a freezer.
Yes.
So time for espresso course, they opened the freezer, took out the cups. They got a point deduction because at that time you had to have your espresso cups on the espresso machine. Very like old school rules. And so, but the sensory points were so much higher than the points deducted for the technical fault of not having the espresso cups on the espresso machine. So they still, did really well. But this is obviously a more modern version and more convenient version of that.
To summarize this, we have APAX Labs online. We got a full range of Paragon. We also have some cool stuff from Barista Hustle, like the milk jug and the tamper, and
yes.
it's a little bit gold sprinkle on our coffee lineup that we
Right.
are. It's the main
I was
thing.
gonna say, and we have a lot of really nice coffee.
Yes.
Yes. No, but and again, that's our focus. That's what really pushes us forward to explore and experience. But all of these other things are super interesting and definitely worth picking up.
Yeah. Cool. Let's roast some coffee.
Yes.